also in Blackthorn. I am leader of the Blackthorn Guild for more than 2 years now. And it's been really incredible to have all these people coming up and joining us and wanting to contribute. So besides presenting myself, I wanted to thank you everybody to be here, be part of this, helping us with this thing we're building. Right, next up it's Alex Courtney.
Yeah, I'm Alex Courtney. I'm a GM on RP and I've been making like these maps for RP and now as well for the MMO. That's about it, I guess.
Okay, so I'm Avedon, and I am the Institute leader alongside Faramir. We are both in charge of making sure supply lines for metal are going to be working out well in the MMO.
All right, next one.
B103, that's you, man.
Hello, I'm Richard from Holland. I'm one of the new guys here. I am jack of all trades, support and helping Logan and Quinn. And what more?
Well, hey guys, I'm Brother. I'm the Institute leader, I guess, for the Bastions. We'll be overseeing sort of our foreign relations with other guilds and also doing some herbalism.
David?
Hello, I'm David, or Alexander in game. I mostly do hunting. I've been around for a while. I try to do what I can, and yeah, I'm from London, and that's pretty much everything.
I'm Dutra. I'm new to Life is Feudal. I've played lots of survival games, and I hope I can help you guys achieve your goals.
Yeah. I'm Faramir. Like Epidel said, I am the Anvil Form Master with the Metalworks. Been with the guild since post beta test wave 4. I look forward to working with all the Metalworks as well as all the other institutes to get everything smooth come day one.
I'm Giovanni. I'm one of the founders of Blackthorn. I've been with Robert since the beginning, but like right now, I don't do much. I just linger around and watch you guys. And I'll probably just play in my corner and have you guys out. I'll take no leadership positions and whatnot. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But that's pretty much about it.
Harry?
Hey guys, I'm Harry from New York. I'm also one of the new guys. We'll be helping in the forestry department. Been playing this game for a while now, so hoping to help all of you guys and the guild.
Just so you guys know, we're going down the list in the Discord if you want to get prepared before it comes to your turn.
Night Whore? Night Whore?
I don't think he...
Night Whore?
That doesn't sound right.
Him.
I guess he's AFK.
I think it's Night Thor, not Night Whore.
Ilias, Night Thor. Is that... Are you there?
He's not answering.
Well, let's go with Inquisitor then.
What's up?
Alright, hey guys, yeah, I'm Inquisitor. In game, I'll be Alistair. I'm kind of looking to do a lot of role playing with healing and sentinel stuff, so really looking forward to the role playing aspect of the group, of the guild.
Cool.
JCT?
Sorry, I just jumped in. So.
We're just doing introductions.
Okay, my name is Jan. I'm from the Netherlands. And yeah, I'm just a basic slave.
Awesome.
And constructor extraordinaire. The minute you lay down a footprint, that sucker's up. Yeah, thought you'd let you get away with that.
Yeah, not much to add. Got a couple of days off when the MMO hits, so let's do this.
All right. It's you, Logan.
All right, hey guys, I'm Logan. I'm the institute leader for the engineers. Basically, I'll be directing and coordinating anybody who works stone masonry, cutting trees, carpentry, construction, and even all the way up to siege engineering, boat crafting, stuff like that. I've been working with a really good team of people who have put in a whole lot of hours doing a whole lot of menial soul crushing tasks. And I'm hoping that to meet up with other like-minded people in the Institute, people who have applied, so that we can put in the work and bust ass and get everything up and running.
All right. Lucian's FK. Krogan, you're up next.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am the Marshal, leader of the Sentinels. I've played this game since it came out in alpha, which was like 3 years ago or something like that. Then
4 and something.
four, yeah. And been the Marshal or military leader of many, many different groups in the past, and I've been with Blackthorn, I think, for like a year now, maybe. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting together and hopefully not causing our entire monument to be wiped and all our things we hold dear vanish. So,
Naira. Naira.
I think her mic's not working properly.
Yeah, you might be muted.
No, she's not muted.
No. So Nathan's FK as well. Nathan, you there?
Nathan Norman.
Okay.
No, he put his text, guys, in Institute General's channel.
Oh yeah,
He cannot
suggestions of the Institute's General. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Nathan, he's Fico from Turkey. He's been playing Life is Beetle since 2015. He played most of RP Cliff, and he will be one of the lumberjacks.
Yeah.
So Plava Laguna next.
Plava, I started out on the expedition server with everybody, and I've just been having fun with you guys there.
All right.
He's awesome. Just remember that.
So
what?
Awesome.
Yeah, ain't gonna let you get away with that crap either, man. He puts in work.
I am Plava. I am leader of nobody.
Mala's next.
Rip.
All right.
love you, bud.
Aww.
A lot of love in this.
All right. All right. Krubnik. Oh, sorry. So Krubnik. Oh, European.
Rorik, I think you might be AFK or something. Oh no, there he is.
I know, there is.
Hey,
I
priest.
just muted. Hello, I'm Rorik Krubnik. I'm the second command of the Bastions alongside Brother. I'm hoping to do a lot of role-playing the game and coordinate the healers and help in these first weeks on the Herbalist. And I start the game in Blackthorn, not in Blackthorn, but in Blackthorn I start in the expedition from Stone Tusk Mountain. And yeah, I hope to know you guys better. And I also do a lot of diplomacy in the Alliance.
Cool. Scabbard?
Hi guys, I'm Scabbard. I'm Australian. I'm a common pleb, and I'm keen to get in and work hard in the MMO and see where we go from there.
All right. Quinn?
My name is Seneschal Quinn. I mean, my name is Quinn, but I'm Seneschal for the Keep.
It is a part of you now.
It is, yeah.
One of us.
It's on your DMV register.
I started to play this game when it first came out on Steam. I tend to lean towards, of course, the fields that I'm in charge of. So I'm looking forward to starting the MMO and having a lot of fun.
All right, lots of old timers.
Oh, and I'm
How
Canadian.
many hours on game do you have there, Quinn?
41 something, 4100 something.
What? No life. Honestly, the most I've ever heard of.
Well, and Malice dragged me into BTK several months ago,
All right.
and I haven't looked back. It's been just a great experience.
Nice. Kiro.
I'm Kiro. I'm Canadian too.
Yay!
I just joined BTK a couple weeks ago. I've been playing your own since Alpha. I'm a super heavy RPer and I usually farm.
Hey, Kiro.
Hey, how
Hey
you doing?
yo.
Welcome.
Everyone say hey to the chat.
Kiro, you ready to kick some ass like we used to in the old days?
Yes,
Good old days?
very no meta ass kicking.
Yes.
Tier Battleborn.
So hey guys, I'm Tier Battleborn. I'm from the Netherlands. My rank in the council tower is steward, which means
Hooray.
I will take care of community management. Some of you guys may know me from the officer selection program we had the last weeks. I also was occupied with the Blackthorn Keep events. The Blackthorn Keep events. So I will be taking care of a lot of community management. I'm also not a particular role player. Like I used to play a lot of PvP with small groups. So this will be a learning experience for me as well. So I hope to have some fun with you guys.
All right. Vashta.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Tom.
I skipped you, Tom. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll live. I'll live. You hurt my heart, but luckily I don't have it. Okay, so I'm Tom. Tom Hart or Eagle Eye Tom, depends on how you know me. I'm basically the right and left hand of Logan. I keep him from drowning wherever he is. And I'm also going to be a scout for the bastions for their maps and the sentinels. That might also be a scouting job for me. I'm from Belgium and I speak 5 languages, so if you need me for translation, you can use me.
Jesus Christ.
What language do you speak?
Right, I speak Dutch, French, German, a bit of Spanish, and apparently my English is quite alright.
Do you speak French? You speak French, right?
Then what?
He does.
French. Okay.
I speak French with Quinn sometimes to annoy Malice.
Oh, so pretty much every language Belgium has.
Basically, yes, and then Spanish.
And Spanish and English, yeah.
You need to learn Portuguese.
Yeah.
Screw you, it's almost the same.
Oh man, don't do that.
Oh yeah,
You're
what I
not,
just did.
you're not going to
translating.
You went there.
Yeah, you should be
Oh
with
yeah,
the
I'm going there.
Yeah. Translating the war decrees.
So
It's
next
exactly.
up. Oh no, go ahead. I'm
It's
just
exactly-
like doing this fast because there's a bunch of people. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, continue. I'll tell you later.
All right. So Vashta.
So, hello guys, my name is Vakta Henson. I will be the herbalist. I spent a year or so being the Askal of Malice. It is a pain in the ass because you try to be the king of the world.
But I get to be queen. Yay!
And I'm a good fighter too, so be fun to play with you guys.
All right. Next up, Vash. You muted.
Hey, I'm Dash. Pretty new to the game, new to the guild. Just looking forward to working with the Sentinels, protecting the guild, and just have a good time.
All right. Cool. Wayland. You muted. I guess he's AFK.
Houdini?
Houdini?
Yeah, I'm Houdini, and I'm a Dane, and I've played the games for like a year now. So I'm gonna do some metal work, I hope so. So yeah, that's me.
All right. So, did we miss anybody?
I think we had some people that were late. See Garrick.
Hey guys, Garrick. Joined the guild back probably like February, March. Used to do a lot of the building type design stuff, but I would just be doing a lot of jack of all trades, gathering anything you guys want. You guys want rocks, wood, I'll just go grab it and fill up some piles for you.
And he's back. That makes
Beautiful.
me so happy.
Yeah, welcome back.
Hey, let's dig some holes, Garrick.
And I like digging holes a lot.
Oh man, I love you already, dude.
I think Trio is one.
I'm Cleo. I'm new as well. I'm gonna do some mining, I guess, with Houdini and played with Malice and Quinn for the last few months. So
What?
pretty
I'm
new
not
as well.
doing mining.
No, I am.
Nice.
And I'm from Denmark as well.
All right. The Vikings. So, did we miss
have
anybody?
Rolo.
Like, oh, Rollo's here.
Victor Rolo, yeah.
I think he can't speak right now. But Rolo is a no timer. He used to play Blackthorn back in the Lumber
Duke Rolo.
iteration. He is a Duke. Yeah, he has a title.
Oh,
for
that
Duke.
was Duke Rolo?
Yeah.
Rolo of ages past.
I remember him.
So
The Duke
Nadia.
Rolo? What?
So Nadia, you there?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you present
Yeah.
yourself?
I think Naida was trying to fix her mic. Maybe she's okay now. Naida?
No, she just said still trying to fix.
All right. So. Okay.
All right. I think that's everyone. We might have one more person joining late second.
Excuse me. Can I introduce myself?
Of
my name
course.
is.
Oh, sure.
My name
No,
is
sorry.
Konstantin, and I'm from Ukraine. I joined Blackthorn recently this summer, and I enjoyed playing as a blacksmith, but tried several professions. I'm waiting for new faces in MMO because I don't have your own.
Of course.
Oh, cool.
Well, just one more here that's late. That's where's him? I can't move him. Okay, that's Copper here.
Copper.
So Copper, we are kind of finishing introducing ourselves. Do you care to introduce yourself?
Copper.
What's up?
What's up, man?
What's going on, dudes? Good to see y'all.
How you doing?
Those of you I know, and some of you, most of you I don't actually.
Hi, Copper.
What's up?
Would you
All
like
right.
to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Copper. I am a fellow RPer that you've probably crossed swords with or RP'd with, and at least over the 4 or 5 years I've been playing with y'all. Somewhere or another, we have crossed paths, I guarantee it.
All right. So
That's right.
we're done.
Yeah. So
We have Blue Arrow just come in.
Blue Roll, just go ahead. This guy, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Blue Roll he donated one whole year of the engine website to us.
What?
Whoa. Good shit.
So thank you very much. We all kind of count on donations to keep the website up. When no one donated, I am always paying this. So having this paid for one whole year it's a whole new motivation. It was like very cool surprise to see that. Thank you very much. Do you care to introduce yourself?
Hello. Name's Blue.
All right.
That's all. All right.
Point.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Blue. It's we are coming up with a whole new achievement for the Hall of Achievements just because you donated one whole year. I was not expecting that, to be honest.
It's a patron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a record I don't think anybody's gonna break anytime soon.
Yeah, and I'm working
Yeah,
on
I left
achievements
for
just
1
for
year.
that. So since we are talking about achievements already, I think it's a good point if we start talking about some of the guild systems that might get people confused.
All right,
We
so
just
just a
yeah.
quick thing. I'll be FK. Just keep going. Sorry.
All right. So, last week we put up the character sheet thing, and there's been a lot of doubts about how to get the achievements and why do we have them, and how to get the titles and why do we have them. So I think it's important for us to clarify some points. The first thing is this whole awards system and character sheet system. It's all very, very nice and cool, but it's also it serves a purpose, and the purpose is we are able to identify the players and see what the aspirations are and what their preferences are when we are trying to organize events. And since we all can see, we expect to have a high player count within the game, within the guild, and to be able to manage that properly, so everyone knows what they're supposed to do and have fun while do that, we need to get information. And the method we are using right now is the character sheet, this whole lot of cards we prepared, and the achievement system. That's also will keep track of how active the players are. So the more active you are, more achievements you unlock, more renown you get, and higher rank you get. And as higher your rank, more authority you're gonna have into helping us run the community. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But one of the things that I wanted to say is how important it is for everyone to get a grasp on how these systems work and how we're gonna use them to coordinate our activities within the game. So have everybody have seen the new institutes page that shows all the titles and all the roles we have available for the institute's leaders and for the players to help coordinate the activities. If you're not, just drop the link in Institute's General, and if you guys can please click that.
Just saying, we kind of need stonemasons. So
We need a lot of things.
interested.
Yeah, the way we gonna go about this is, we gonna need a lot of things still, and we don't want to start pushing players towards professions. We prefer that the players select the professions they actually have fun playing and contact us. And if you have a deficit and any of is that word correct, brother?
Deficit.
Deficit. If you have a deficit in any of the other professions, we'll put up callings, and we expect the players to be attending the callings for the professions that need more people. The same is going to happen with the Sentinels formations, that we might need more people into maybe anti-cav right now. So if any one of you want to take one of the team and change your cards into anti-cav, or have a secondary character with anti-cav, that's also very, very, very useful. So if everyone is in the Institute's pages right now, you can start rolling down. I want to just make an overview on all the roles and all the titles of each institute. Right now we have Metalworks is the first institute we have listed in the institute's page, and the leader for Metalworks is Aethodol and Fermer. Right? Say hello, guys.
Robert.
Hey. Yeah.
Just a real quick thing. You spelled my name wrong. I kind of.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get it right later. That's
no big deal.
So how does this work? the titles, the institute leaders, department leaders, and officers, they are usually appointed by higher authority. You can't like ask to be promoted to a title unless there is a calling for that. And usually will be in the form of a officer selection. The officer selection will start. We'll be calling the officers and titles that we are needing people to apply for, and a selection will happen and everything. But usually we'll be appointing people that already have the achievements, like preferably they already have these achievements, and the higher authority will appoint people into these positions as they are active players. They know what they're doing, and they actually helping the community. So if you guys, any of you here, have an interest in having titles for any of the institutes, that's how we get it. You know, just want you guys to help playing with us, keep playing, keep contributing, and get closer to the leadership of the institute you want a title for. Eventually, we will be noticed, and people will appoint you to the officers. The same thing happens in every institute. As for roles, everyone should be able to select a role. You know, when you make a character sheet, you should be able to select a role that has a paper on it. If it's only paper or paper and iron, you can select it and put on the character sheet. That's only tell us what is your favorite activity within the game. So we can actually count on you when you actually do that. I'm pretty sure that no one is gonna be using Terraformer from engineering, I guess.
I was leaning towards it.
You really? Well, that's
needs to
weird.
be done. So that's probably why I'm
Yeah.
a
To be
lot
honest,
less the most in the beginning.
Everybody's a
honest,
Terraform.
Yeah, to be honest,
honestly, everyone needs
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the only exception to that is the iron cards. The iron cards are appointed roles, and they are like that because we need to have a specific control of resources that involves that profession. So weaponsmith and goldsmith are appointed professions in the metalworks because that the weaponsmith will be handling steel and vostascus eventually, and goldsmith will be handling valuable ore and gems. So they need to be people that we are 100% sure that will not be that they know what they're doing. That doesn't mean that you can level these skills, people. Okay, we are not telling you guys what to level, what not to level. Okay, it's just that to be able to reach to be able to get access to the to this high quality material that you need for this profession from the guild's main vaults, you need to be appointed. So if you want to be on one of these professions, want to be appointed, approach an officer and make it clear, and eventually you'll get there as you get acquainted with the protocols and how to proceed. All right. That's kind of goes the same for each institute. And I just wanted to make a quick rundown here. The leader engineering slogan, as already introduced, is keeps architect. We are on the process of selecting the rest of the officers for engineering. The Sentinels, that's the same. They obey the same idea, the same logic, and it's Krogan and Malice leading the Sentinels right now. Fields and Grain is led by Queen, and we're also in the process of selecting the other officers that should be done today or tomorrow. And finally, the Bastions, that's led by Brother. Yeah, it's the coolest.
You're the cool guys, but you wrote my name wrong, so I already fixed it. So
yeah, I'm sorry. It's a lot of things to get done.
Nah,
we're just messing with you.
All right. So that's kind of how we're gonna handle the institutes. One thing that needs to be clear is that no one is affiliated only to one institute. So if you are on engineering and you enjoy building stuff, but you have a few points on farming, and Fields and Grain calls for an event to help reap a huge flax field, you can totally go and attend. So I don't. There is no point in separating the player base like that.
And
But
everyone can be a bastion.
yes,
So everyone knows if you are a smith, or just like the sentinels, anyone can be a sentinel and anyone can be a bastion because they're not exactly crafting instruments. So even if you're like a carpenter, I mean, Jesus was a carpenter. Oh, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that
So
was
do you
it.
wanna talk a bit more on what bastions will be doing?
Sure. So
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious.
the bastions are kind of so Robert had this idea of having a religious order in Blackthorn. So it's mostly it'll be the most, besides maybe the Sentinels, it'll be the most probably roleplay oriented institute, in the sense that it's led by these 5 priests who all the gods come from old RP Cliff lore. So some of those god names might sound familiar to a few of you.
Telegral and
Yep. Elamine, Paravin, Aranix, Terrace.
Sweet.
So not only will the Bastions be doing the herbalism, because it makes sense for a bunch of priests to be collecting herbs, but we'll also be handling sort of the foreign affairs of the guild, because the idea is we're going to have all these priestly people going around in robes and handing out alms to people all throughout the land. And like, we want the Bastions of Blackthorn to be known as these good doers who go around and preach, trying to spread the faith of the 5, but also to collect information and update our maps. We've got Alex Courtney in here with us, who's does awesome cartography with digital design and whatnot, and has been doing the RP Cliff map for the last year or so, maybe even more than that. So we're gonna, not only will the Bastions be doing some diplomacy, but we'll also be doing some reconnaissance with scouts and map making. And then herbalism's a big part of it too. So we'll be out building roads, we'll be calling the sentinels together, like we have some claim popped up on the map that we don't know about yet. We've got to go get some diplomats over to make contact with them. You'll want to find a bastion to do that, or if someone shows up at the claim that we don't know and wants to talk, you'll want to find a bastion to talk to them. And sort of the entry role for the bastions is this temple greeter. So everyone who like follows the faith is a parishioner, and then the temple greeters are the ones who are tasked with basically talking to anyone who comes to the claim. Like, because we understand some people just want to be grinding or don't necessarily want to talk to some noob who comes up to the claim. So there'll be designated people. You'll be like, oh, I can find a temple greeter. That's the idea behind that.
How can you not like doing that? That's all the fun stuff.
What, you don't like terraforming all day?
Hey,
we'll
I'm a
be doing
builder
that
by trade. That's how I start my life every time.
I'm
grinding that
right
dirt.
now.
All right. Besides the Sentinels, I wanted just to talk about besides the Bastions. I just wanted to talk about the Sentinels a bit. And we have been talking about how important it is for the military be concise and have this formations and be able to get. Well, I think Krogan will be more. Can you, Krogan, explain that thing you were talking earlier? Like politely and
Right. So pretty much, the Sentinels. The role of the Sentinels is to be kind of this powerful fighting force that is feared and respected. And what that entails is people training, people working together, and the biggest part of the Sentinels, and just in general Blackthorn is organization and communication. So like, the more organized we are, the more we have a unified army that's working together, the more effective we'll be. So I'm talking like not, you know, and not most of us have experienced combat as kind of like this, like mashing of like people together, just swinging two-handed weapons, and it's kind of like all these little skirmishes that really have happened. But with the instance battles and in the MMO, it's going to be a much larger scale. So what I really want to implement is, you know, formations. As although that may seem not as viable, we know that the devs right now are trying to make that what combat is. So the more that we gear ourselves towards that, the meta is only going to shift in our favor. And it's also, like I said, in bigger battles, it's going to be much more effective to have formations and organization within the military, which would require us to have a well-rounded military. You know, for example, like right now, everyone loves the two-handers, and they can rip through people, and they are valuable in any battle. But they are also, if you have like your army is comprised of 90% people with giant axes, it can be a little problematic. So just in general, the more versatility we have, the more anti-cavalry. We really could use a lot more anti-cavalry right now, more spearmen.
We have one.
We have one. We have that one beautiful boy.
What?
But we need people to be willing to. We're asking you if you could maybe, if you're not sure what you want to do, if you want to do something, then try out being a pikeman, or go in a certain direction so that we can kind of mold and shape the Sentinels into something that will be devastating and terrible to have to deal with. Which and we're mainly going to be a defensive group, so but we should be prepared, because the MMO, if we learned anything, it can be brutal when it comes to PvP.
And it will be brutal from day one.
Marshall, can I add a point to that?
Go ahead.
All right. I've been really big on archery. I just freaking love it, and I wasn't very good at PvP, hardly at all. Although I do have the idea that, you know, maybe Spear and Shield would be cool, you know, based on pretty much just the movie 300. But I related that to Tyr, and he brought me into the training server and showed me how to effectively use a shield and spear. And just in that short amount of time, I'm very much sold on the shield and spear. So that being the case, for the beginning part of the MMO, and until we have so many numbers that I can diversify, I'm casting my lot with the Sentinels as a spearman.
Well, apparently in this modern LIF, now that they made all these changes, Spear and Shield is the new OP thing to do, from what I understand. Now,
Well,
I personally have never done it myself, but I hear you can just keep poking at those annoying guys that have those two-handers, and they can't do anything about it.
My biggest worry being an archer in all of our training things was cavalry. They get around our position and mow archers down. That's how it works. That rock, paper, scissors thing. Cavalry mows down archers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I get sick of that, seeing the horse riding up on me and not being able to do a damn thing about it. I'd really, really like to go spearman, so that way when a horse rides up on me, I could plant my feet on the ground and tell him, "Bring it, cupcake."
Right, and that'll work
and
a lot better when you have, you know, a whole troop.
Right, and I'm telling you, the more trainings we do with everybody, whatever their build is, people are gonna get sick and tired of being run down by cavalry, and that's where you're gonna get your anti-cav spearmen from, is people who want to form a shield wall line with spears and just stand there and let the cavalry run into their own death. I
all
think
of a
that's gonna be a
sudden,
great
all
inspiration.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden, all those side things that you threw away and other like like the
Right.
archer can build little spike walls, but no one does that because it only works on a large scale if every archer does that.
And on top of that, if you've got a good shield and spear wall, your archers are right behind you, and they got a pocket. It's like a quarterback who has forever to throw a ball. It's
That's
just-
what I was going to ask. Yeah, are we going to have I don't know if I'm going to be doing this at all or not, but just in case anybody else wonders, are we going to have units like that? All right, our spearmen need to be up front because cavalry's coming.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
Yes. So
it is that tactical on the instance battle scale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have layers of command. We're gonna have pretty much captains assigned to so that we're gonna be implementing the formations, and it's gonna be very much like that. So yeah, and that's what I'm dude. I've been wanting that since I first played this game, and the combat's kind of always fallen short. It's always just been like weird meta-y people just swinging and doing weird shit. And
I'm eager to see that in practice.
Yeah,
where we
an
can,
actual medieval battle where there are two big
There's a
armies on
saying,
each side.
real man use partisan.
Well, the thing is too, as to comment on what Logan was saying, is that we'll end up if people start to not use the partisan and pole arms and dealing with anti-cav, we're gonna end up seeing on instance battles the people that are using them, the few people that are gonna be fucking kicking ass.
It's gonna
and
turn the
killing
tide of the
people
battle
and
completely.
and then people will want to become a spearman, an anti-cav. And people, and I would think that they just want this, and I think it's true, but people will want what's good and what will help us win.
People are gonna get sick and tired of dying and having to redo their
by
skills.
dying by arrows and yeah.
Those two-handers are not good for formation lines. They're just not.
Yeah,
that's not what they're for.
They're good. They're good shock troops. So you can send them in and break people up and deal quick damage. But when it comes to archery,
if you got that shield wall and those two-handers come up against it, and everybody on the shield wall at the same time does a shield bash, knocks them on the ground, flips their spear around and stabs them in the face, they're gonna think
such a
twice
cool
before
move. I saw
sitting
that for
there.
the first time yesterday.
Dude, I loved it. I did it for half an hour straight. I just loved it. And
All right,
those two-hander guys are gonna think twice before coming up on our lines.
So generally that's what the Sentinels will be like. So if anyone is not sure if they want to do it, try it out. Just try it out. Join us during our trainings. We'll be probably continuing the trainings. We'll definitely be continuing the trainings even with the MMO up. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. We should probably move along because we've been.
Watch 300. It will inspire you.
All right.
I'm going to change my name to Leonidas Battlebot.
Very good. Moving on here, I just wanted to say that we still have some openings for officers. So if any of you here want to help organizing the guild, you have what it takes to lead and to help lead, just look for Tier and he'll set you up. All right. We're still getting names for the officer selection, and we still need names for people to help organize events for the next weeks. So if you're willing to help, just send a PM to Tier and he'll set you up.
Also, look on one of these channels here for recruitment posters, because I know the engineers are going to be throwing those up a lot. Tom, which channel were we going to put those on? Yeah.
All right.
Probably members area, and then our own channel engineering.
All right, so keep an eye out for members area for cool memes and stuff to inspire you to join different things that we need people to fill.
Do we not have enough builders right now?
You know,
we need
tons of lumberjacks, like too many, and we have maybe 5 or 6 masons at max.
It's not about builders, it's about masons, and I don't want to task all the lumberjacks to move over and start doing masonry and stuff because we don't have enough. So we're gonna try our best to run a recruitment drive.
I love that idea.
Mason rock.
Is this what we all? Are we all gonna plug our institutes now? Is that
Yeah, I
what
was
we're
gonna
doing?
say picking herbs is a ton of fun, guys.
No, if
You know it's not.
if
See,
we
I
come up with a
personally-
campaign, to recruit.
I like what the Bastions do in RP, but I personally like building.
Dude, masons
do both.
job for you.
I'm
Are we going to have
Yeah,
campaigns like?
Copper, that was my point. Anybody can be a Bastion regardless of your skill.
Right.
Are we going to
It's
have
like
campaigns
more
like
of an
if you
RP institute.
if you hit terraforming, join the Bastions or what? Had a bad day, join the Bastions.
I do need to let people know that anybody who's looking forward to being a blacksmith or going into mining, I do need it would be helpful to me, and I behest you to send me a PM in Discord or send Faramir a PM in Discord, detailing what exactly you want to do in your experience level. That would really help us out because we're going to need a decent amount of foremans for specific mines, and it's going to give you opportunities to kind of show your initiative.
Our
So,
masons
just a
can
hint.
double up and help you out with that because a lot of that mine digging is digging through stone, and our masons are going to need it anyway. So if we're going to be digging out stone from hills, might as well do it at the entrance of an iron mine.
It's true.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to ask. Just quickly, Robert, you've got your day one protocol post for the 24-hour backers. I just want to let you know that I've been messaging Blue, and I'm kind of want him to focus on finding our iron mine, our iron ore, that first 24 hours. Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
We're gonna need to make this the plans. That's a good point to have right now. But before we get into day one plans, I just want to finish the rundown on the institutes. Queen, there is something you want to add? I think that you're the only institute leader that didn't try to recruit someone yet.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think I counted. What did we count? Did we count 15 or something people already? So that's why I'm not recruiting, because they're coming to me in like flies. So I'm pretty happy.
Good. And that's actually very good.
We
because
have the Pope there too.
We're gonna need a lot of farmers up there. It's gonna be
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's completely.
Can you just remind people of your winter plan, please?
Who, myself?
If the game starts in winter.
Well, if the game starts in winter, I would like to maybe take a group of people down to the Tile South. We have made arrangements with one of our allies for protection in the event that we would need it, to perhaps gain an extra month of farming time. It's not set in stone yet, but I think it probably would be beneficial to us if it comes down to that, to do a small little expedition like that just for the first few crops. Hopefully a couple of crops for sure. So then we're not stuck waiting for 3 to 4 weeks with no production.
Right. And how many days into the game do you think that's going to be made?
You know what? Day one, I'm going to set out tasks for everybody to do. My officers will be able to guide those areas, and we're going to start out right away. If we can go at the end of day one or sometime in day one, we will. If not, day 2, day 3, but shortly after the MMO starts.
All right, because we need to have this clear when we're gonna go south, because you're gonna need to get people to defend you guys. You're gonna need to see if you can find horses or something.
Right.
And also you're gonna need to make sure that you're not be missed where you're gonna be on the first days. So I think that's a very good initiative. And we just need to make sure that we find out the best moment for you guys to leave for the southern.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, we won't be going until I make sure that everything is rolling smoothly for that first day. Right? There's a lot of things that I'll have to set down for people to do, and once people start, I mean, they know what they're doing. They don't need a babysitter, but just a guide, right?
All right.
So
And then
just quickly, sorry. Reason why I was more or less pushing you just say because we're gonna need guys that might not get Artisan 60. So if you need some help, message either Affidel or myself and see what guys don't have Artisan 60, and they can maybe help you dig to help push our miners or blacksmiths up to 60 because we're gonna need that.
Yeah. Also,
All right.
speaking about expeditions, even though it's not going to apply immediately, we're going to be doing mining expeditions for regional resources. So we're going to be doing small groups of that as well. So it's going to be a regular thing. So if you're going to be a sentinel, it's probably something you'll be helping with. So
Very
we
well.
won't be always defensive.
Very well. So moving on, I want to talk about awards and why they are important for our organization. I dropped a link for the awards page on Institute's General. And the first thing I want to talk about is if you roll down, you're gonna see the first awards you can get are medals, and that makes the main method for which you're gonna get renown. If though just now said they're gonna be having a lot of expeditions, and every institute will be organizing events such as this. And in this guided events of the guild, that's gonna be featured on the website and gonna be announced on the Discord, you're gonna be able to get medals to acquire renown. How does that work? Let's say the Ithadel is gonna make this huge expedition to an iron mine that needs to be depleted as fast as we can because we are on the verge of war or something, right? So Ithadel is gonna work on an event we call for everyone, and everyone that's able to help either by carrying rock or breaking rock or mining or enforcing or whatever or protecting will be able to attend to this event and will be granted a medal at the end of the event. Events will last for about 2 hours or 3 hours, and people who attend the whole event get a greenstone medal. People who help a bit at least, we get a bluestone medal. And if people go beyond expectations, they can get sunstone medals and redstone medals. That will be the method we're going to be using to organize our guild events or collective efforts and to award the players that are helping with this. The rest of the achievements, most of them have something to do with things that we need you guys to do within the game or role play rewards, like the rights achievements when you rank up. Most of these right achievements are actually pretty cool. They're not trying to do anything within the organization of the guild or within the game mechanics, but they actually rewards to the players as they rank up, so they have the opportunity to role play something really meaningful for their characters, right? Most of the protocols are not written yet. We are working on protocols, but we also will be rewarding people for being able to relay protocols. That's not the protocols do not mean that you know the protocols. We expect every member to be able to know the protocols, but these protocols will be awarded to the players that are good in teaching protocols to new players. They're able to teach it, to relay information and help us keep things organized. And so far, so forth. The achievement system is important, so we can actually motivate you to help us get things done and get things organized. And the quest system, that's how we are calling right now. And that's is it quest system or mission system, brother? Which name we got?
I think it can be left up to what the event is.
All right, so we're gonna have
you go on a
quests and
diplomatic
missions?
mission. You go on a diplomatic mission, but you go on a quest for something.
All right. So the mission and quest system, that's how we are calling the event things we're gonna make. It's how you're gonna get the book of renown out. Anyone want to ask something? I want to add something to this? So Naira were asking if she could speak to Tessa. Her mic. Can you speak now, Naira? I don't think so. All right. Moving on. What we have next? We talked about, I think, most of the systems already. Yeah, and the bookkeeping proceedings. I think that's
how
the
I
last thing
get how I get these achievements, how I receive them.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we have the forums, right, and the bookkeeping area. Right now, I'm having a problem with engine support. They are trying to find out why our automations are bugging. But as soon as they fix that, we have the whole award system working again. And to get awards, they need first to be detailed. I'm working on detailing every award as I'm working on the first awards first, the awards that are going to be available first, or the awards that people will be able to attain first. But the point is, go into the book of awards, make a petition, one award per thread, please, because it's easier for the bookkeepers to go through the petitions if they are individual. And you ask for it, and you provide proof of the achievement, and the achievement will grant you renown automatically. One of the rules that we had set is that it's advised for you to use a badge on your character sheet or civil register only if you already have a tag on the forums, so it keeps things organized as well. We'll be also using a forum called the Book of Deeds. That is where people like Aethdol and his officers, or every institute officer, will report events. And the way it's gonna be is people are gonna probably be on Discord or on Unity's in game, and you're gonna have screenshots of that and stuff like that. The leaders will be able to take that and report people that were on the events. And then I expect the players to go in the Book of Awards and claim their medals, using the reports on the Book of Deeds as proof of attendance. Okay, that's kind of weird when you just speed it like that, but I'll probably be preparing some examples soon. It's not as complex as it sounds. And that's pretty much it. I don't think anyone have any trouble with the civil register anymore. I think it's pretty standard right now. Except that some people are not putting their Discord tags on their character on their threads, but other than that, it's pretty standard. And I think that's it. Any questions on the guild systems?
I do have a question related to the institutes.
Come up.
Huh?
Yeah. True.
Okay. There's a couple jobs and positions that are kind of dual-faceted, as I went into a little bit before, where the engineers and the metalsmiths, there are some roles and some duties that kind of overlap, like digging, and specifically for ore, and how my masons are going to be digging for rock, and we can work together with the metalsmiths when they need something dug up and everything. Masons can go help haul the rock away. There's also a couple other things that also overlap for my lumberjacks and fields and grains forester. There's both of those have the role of replanting and having their forestry up so they can replant trees and such. My question with that is, are the foresters just focusing on the apple, mulberry, the farming trees that you have to sprout and plant, or are they also going to be working with the engineers for like tree farms and such?
All right. The way I envisioned this system was the following. I always thought that fields and grains should be the ones in charge of selecting where to plant the tree farms, caring for the tree farms, and letting the engineering know which tree farms are ready to be taken down. So like that, people will be the only thing that the engineering would be worried about would be to go into the tree farm cut down the trees, carry the logs out, and then the arborists from Fields and Grain could come in, replant the tree farm. All right.
All right. Well, the lumberjack role, our job card states of replanting and everything. So that's where
Yeah,
I
because
was a little confused about.
yeah, because people will not be into one institute at a time. So we're gonna have people with a lumberjack profession, and they will be cutting the logs under engineering, but they can be replanting the trees under Fields and Grain in different events or different times under different leaders. You understand that?
No.
No? Okay.
Um,
So let's say that I play a lumberjack. I have my profession is lumberjack, and today the Fields and Grain just put up the notice that they need help on replanting a full tree farm of oaks. I can go in there and help them, even though I usually play with the woodcutters in engineering because they're just calling for help. You know, the builds and professions, they do not keep you locked under a certain institute.
Okay, so whereas the lumberjacks have the forestry skill, that's for assisting in sprouting, planting tree farms as the Fields and Grain call for assistance.
Exactly. So
Okay.
who be in charge of selecting what to plant and where to plant will be the one of the officers, namely the orchards foreman. He will be calling help from lumberjacks to do that when that's needed. And then the lumberjacks might also be called by engineering to cut down the same trees and carry the logs out to the designated positions. All right? That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay.
And the third thing is that when brother was describing bastions, he said something about doing roads, and I see that that's part of the engineers there, and I know that the bastions are going to be going further out from our claim than pretty much any other institute. So my question there was that if the bastions and engineers are going to be coinciding for specifically for roads and road placement and how to build them and such like
Yeah,
that.
the basins will be like designing the roads that go further out of the domain. So
Like
let's say
deciding
that
where the roads go.
yeah, like let's say that we need a road going to Court Time. It's our a kingdom east from us. So the bastions will be scouting ahead and like placing the tiles, maybe making like one tile road until get to Court Time. And then we can get engineering to make like this huge operation to make this small road become like a four tiles road.
Right. Okay,
Right?
so bastions will trailblaze where the road goes, and then engineers come up behind and level pave and all that good stuff.
Yeah, the bastion is going to be like the architect, and the engineer is going to be the
Yeah,
imperator.
it's
But not in every scenario. Like, in my opinion, I see the engineers, as long as there's no diplomatic repercussion of where the road goes, like roads to clay pits, roads to any resource within an area that we control, it doesn't need to have anything to do with the bastions. It's specifically like building roads to other claims that the bastions will be overseeing.
Yeah.
Well, with my idea with all of that is if the bastions want to, be the ones deciding, all right, any roads outside of our, realm or whatever and where they go. If the bastions wanted to decide, okay, this is where we're going to do a road next because we got to get over here frequently, that's great because that's more that I don't have to do. But I am pretty particular on how a road is built so that horse carts aren't slowed down to a crawl
absolutely.
going up a
Yep.
hill. So I can focus on that and make sure that they're feasible for all manner of travel. If the bastions focus on, hey, we need a road going out to this kingdom or whatever.
Right.
And
yeah, and of course we'll
trail.
communicate about it. And
Yeah, so
we'll work together. It won't be just like that thing. The thing is that I've got people talking in my ear, other guild leaders, saying we want to build this highway going through this part, and so we're gonna have to put our heads together to come up with not only feasible roads but roads that also make other guilds happy.
Right.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yep. Perfect.
That works out so good.
All right.
That was my concerns. Yeah.
All right. So I think everyone is clear on the guild, the structure, and how we're gonna distribute all the labor and the work. I think next point up should be lay down the day one plans and how do we will coordinate during early access and the first day where things might get ugly. So before we proceed to the Institute's plans, I want Krogan to make a small rundown on the security on the first day. Marshall, you there?
He said 1 sec.
All right. So maybe you could try to make Naida speak again.
You
Are
know,
you there,
I'm gonna go
Naida?
get coffee while we're waiting. I'm hearing you though.
All right.
Hello?
There he is.
Okay. So yes, I've been listening to all of that, and yeah, so pretty much the rundown for what you should do. I wrote up something on the forums as far as security goes. If you want to look in the Sentinel, I can post a link real quick. But yeah, so pretty much there isn't a lot of like things we have as the Sentinels, and as far as everyone, right now at this point. Okay, so I just posted. There's the link. So we pretty much right now the Sentinels aren't really an organized force. Everyone's kind of the same once you start off. So one of the biggest things that I can't stress enough is that no one other than yourself can be 100% responsible for your safety. You have to be constantly aware, whether you're traveling to Blackthorn's location, or you are crafting right next to the monument. At all times, you should be just aware of what's around you, what's going on. There are a few things that can make that, like if you're blasting music or like half playing, half watching TV, or not, or like you're AFK. These things. This is how you get killed if you're not paying attention. And I'd like to also preface with the fact that we've had reports that people will be targeting us on day one. Whether they're true or not, they're still, it's still a precaution that we have to take. So,
sorry.
So pretty much you can, there's a few little things, like for example, like pressing V, you can look around. If you hold V down, you can look around you while you're like crafting or building or gathering something. Things like that kind of just make you more conscious. Sometimes turning the in-game music down and having the sound effects up makes it so you can hear someone walking, like it's sneaking up on you. Little things like that. So when you first come into the game, the very, very, very first thing you should do, make a primitive axe, make a sling, and make like 3 sets of 20 sling ammo, and equip them, and then head to Blackthorn. But just while you're doing anything, all of this, just be aware. That's I can't stress that enough. Because if you're getting killed and losing preps or losing things for us, or showing that we can be killed and that we are kind of sloppy, we'll be painting a target on our back, which isn't good for the entirety of Blackthorn. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build Palisade. That's going to be the #1 thing that everyone, no matter what institute you're in, we're working on a Palisade so that we have some place to go and hide. in the beginning. Logan, I think, is working on a palisade. It's not going to be a huge thing, but it's enough so that we can just get something off. So if we get like ganked by like 50 people, we have a place to go immediately. So, and as far as protocol goes, for if we are getting attacked or you do see someone and you're out in the tree fields, first thing to do is run. Don't try to fight them. Don't panic. Just run towards Blackthorn. Second thing, you jump on Discord if you're not already on Discord. You notify people, and you tell them where they are. Like cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, not like left or right or over there or that way. So that we can know where they are, and then we can figure out how many people are there, and then we can assess it from there. If we should fight, if we shouldn't fight. Also, another thing to keep in mind: you should have your sling and that sling ammo and the axe equipped at all times, even if you're crafting, even if you're digging. It leaves you one slot, so you can put anything in that slot and then switch in and out. Because if everyone has their all their crafting stuff equipped on them and doesn't actually have their weapons and stuff ready, that's like 5 seconds of us being, oh, hold on, let me drag and drop and then let me get ready, and then everyone should be ready to jump at any second on the first day and get ready for a fight.
5 seconds is 4 seconds longer than you live.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, as far as what we do if we get into a fight, there's a lot of us that aren't. Actually, a good amount of us are combat ready. But if primitive fighting is messy. It's a messy business, and if you're not experienced, you can hit your own guys. You can sling someone in the back of the head with a rock. Happens all the time.
Sorry.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of that. Sorry. So just if you don't know you can hit someone and if it's not a clear shot, or if someone's on top of a guy already and you might hit them with your sling or something like that, just don't attack. Just wait until you have a clear shot. Identify and communicate, and then attack. Look for the tags on the name. If it's anything other than BTK and they're swinging at you, you start hitting them. And we'll have people communicating, and we'll have whoever's. This is another thing, and this is just in general for any large Discord combat situation. Please, for the love of God, don't say anything that doesn't need to be said. So don't I know you just nailed that guy in the head with the rock. That's awesome, but you don't need to yell, "Oh, I just hit him," because we're gonna have 30 people in here listening to that, and then while you're saying that, someone's like, "Oh, guys, there's 30 people over there. They're coming, guys." So we really need people to just not be yelling on the comms. Listen to the commanding officer, whoever's. If I'm not there, or if Malice isn't there, whoever's the captain in command, that's who you listen to. And we if we stick together and work together on this and get used to doing this, no one will be able to stop us, because we have the numbers and we just need to be able to act. And yeah,
listen to your marshal.
Your
And
marshal
also not
wants
get-
you.
And I just want to add, and
I have,
also not get discouraged.
Huh?
Yeah, not to get discouraged too. Yeah, there's.
You're gonna get dropped. Count on it.
Yes, we will all die at some point.
Yeah, the wolves took
It
us
happens.
over in the MMO all the time, and
Yeah, if a bear comes in, we'll probably lose half of our people. But
Oh hell no.
Damn bears in my
I'm
time.
running to the
But
top.
yeah,
but
and also
out
we're
of
also looking for captains right now. We need people to step up who want to be in the Sentinels and want a leading position. Now is the time. If you want to, it's we need it. I guess that's all. We're looking for like a few captains. So
I feel like each of you should like pitch to me why I should do. Why I should be.
We'll make like
I have
commercials
a monk
and like post
or
them
a
in Discord.
sentinel. Yeah.
This will be a jobs fair.
But
I
yeah,
have-
you guys said listen to Krogan. I know I've got like over 2,300 hours in the game, and every single time combat has broken down, at least with me, like, and gotten chaotic, it's because everybody was shouting over each other. So like, whatever he institutes to kill that, you guys definitely should follow.
Yeah, and when in large combats, so the obviously the priority is the commanders, myself and then the captains, and then if you see something, that's another thing. You know, the scouts will also have really high priority later on once we start doing that. But if you see something that everyone needs to know, like pretty much like identifying where something is, we'll you know, I'll be talking with people as we do it on the first day, but things like jump checks, like if you're out by yourself and you see someone that should be in your chat but you're not sure, and you just say jump check, and if they don't jump and they just run at you and they draw their weapon, that means they're probably trying to kill you. So there's that. Jump checks are good. But yeah, just generally just like, you know, we'll be fine as long as everyone is just, you know, just aware and ready to fucking smash some skulls with some with
If you
some
see a guy
rods.
with a weapon, call in the Bastions, Temple Critters.
What about the?
All right.
One second. What about the fishing pole idea?
They nerfed the fishing poles, I believe.
Oh.
I mean, just having them equipped on your backs so that we can distinguish who is who.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I think that's good. If we are getting attacked, by like, yeah, have fishing poles in your inventory just in case, so we can do that. It's great. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because we worked that at the training session. Remember, we had
Right.
torches
and the
in one
leaders had
group.
torches so that we can find them easily.
Yeah.
It worked amazing. I found that was like, we saw how quickly we adapted to ourselves and was able to take down guys with even weapons we worked well against.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right. So all this information that we just shared right now, it will be relayed again towards the officers on the launch day. So Marshall, you should be preparing your officers and your captains to be relaying this information again to probably to the people that are not attending to the meeting tonight. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Brother wants to add something?
The only thing I would add is that I think a lot of people here might not have much combat experience or might not be interested in fighting. And I think a lot of us, myself included, come from playing Life is Feudal Your Own, where we weren't in like this hardcore PvP environment. So one thing that I'm obviously worried about, and I think we should all be worried about, is our friends here getting frustrated by the game and wanting to leave because we get killed or whatever. So for those that are more like roleplay oriented and just want to peacefully craft, I think we've got to look out for each other and also encourage each other to try to stick it out, because I think it will be worse. It'll be at its worst in the first couple weeks, but I really think we can outcraft just about anyone if we can get our foot in and if people don't quit because they're frustrated.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. And I think that, you know, it's really funny. Brother used to be, how many hours did you have on before you actually like swung?
Oh, over 1,000.
Yeah. and then I like was just like telling him, you gotta try it, and then like one time we got attacked. I think it was when we were with New Fairbreeze, and he like killed his first person, and it's like, this is amazing, this is great. So like have faith that you can do it, because it's pretty easy, honestly.
Have faith, huh?
Have faith, yes.
Yeah, Bastion.
In the 5, join the Bastions. What?
Well.
All right. So moving
Anybody
on.
can be a midfield.
So Shima Waffle killed my brother.
Send in the temple greeters.
That's cool.
Hello, sir. How are you? Hello, sir. How are you? Hello.
All right, moving forward, we just want to lay down now the basic plans for each institute, the objectives for each institute on day one. And as day one, I'm counting up the early access day. Actually, day one, after everyone is in, after you get the monument up, and what you're going to be working on day one. So I want to start with Adado and Farimer. I think I have something to relay down, right?
You want to talk about day one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have some specific ideas on how we're going to, and it's really up in the air right now about what we're going to have. The people who are coming in 24 hours early, because that's like a huge advantage. However, they can't build anything. So odds are we're going to have select people that are inside our bastion, or inside of our, what is it called? Institute, that are going to be coming in 24. Yeah, I know you can build anything but a monument, but it'll decay, and we don't need to build anything as miners anyway. They just need to train up their skills. We're going to have these select people probably go directly into mining so they can find iron as early as possible, because it's probably going to take a little bit longer because prospecting is pretty high. It takes a little bit of time. We're going to have them do that. And so by the time we get in, if everything goes well, we should have iron already found if it's not on the surface nearby, or at least know exactly where it is, because we'll have somebody prospecting. So we'll be able to start digging towards that as early as possible, depending on how far it is from where we want to settle. And obviously we can't plan exactly, because iron could be really far away, it could be right next to us, but we're going to be able to build quite quickly using Logan and his team. We're going to have, that's kind of the main idea, is to get tools and storage out as fast as possible. So we're going to need some people, definitely going to need more people than just me and Faramir. So anybody who's interested in doing smithing, we need hands to be able to find metals and create boxes for everybody, because everybody's going to be begging for storage day one. And weapons. Definitely weapons. We've got a list. Somebody who wanted to do some carpentry sent me a list, so we have an idea of what we're going to be crafting, and I can share that to anybody who wants to work with Faramir on the actual blacksmithing. I'm going to be focusing on mining, so I'm going to be assigning foremans to the mines for each of the resources as we find them. Obviously, the priority is iron immediately, as soon as possible. So, Faramir, do you have anything to add?
Faramir?
Okay, I think no.
No,
I think he said 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, it's really crucial to find that iron mine, and that's our focus, because without that, like you said, it puts everybody else at a standstill. So we got one guy, Blue. We got him that's going to kind of focus on that. So hopefully we can get that iron ore, we can get that mine going as fast as possible. So that's kind of what we need. We're going to be, like you said, helping engineering. Also, if there's, like I said earlier with Quinn, her stuff, if the game is in the wintertime, we may need to send some hands down south with her to help just do the digging and get our artisan up to 60. Getting artisan up to 60 is first and foremost.
And that accounts for everybody, pretty much. Unless you've got a specific task, odds are, if you need artisan, you're going to be working on that immediately.
There's sure plenty of terraforming to get that out.
Exactly.
All right.
That also means that, sorry, really quick interjection. That also means that day one, whoever's got the highest nature lore is going to be sitting there making primitive tools for everybody, odds are. So just be prepared for the one person that is coming in 24 hours early is probably going to trade up nature lore, and then they can make you tools so that you can work your ass off picking up dirt and moving it. So just keep that in mind.
All right, Logan, you want to
Yes, sir.
talk about engineering first day plan?
All right, first day plans from my direction from Sentinels that we need to get defense up quick, fast, and in a hurry so that people who are working on their crafting, grinding, have a spot where they can safely do that, as well as having a place to fall back to if we get attacked early. That being said, I have several different layouts for early palisade walls that will be either a 4-tile radius from the monument, giving us a smaller area, and I can modify that to a larger area depending on how many people we've got as lumberjacks and people just doing the artisan thing and cutting down trees. The original, the first layout that we're think we're going to be focusing on is the village that's at the base of that hill. There was concern that we need to put a monument up at the top of the plateau so that we could claim that area, and a monument also down below so we have a village that we can work from. My first projected goal is to scout out the general perimeter of where the village is, mark a place for the monument, and then terraform the hell out of it. That includes any trees that are in the way, and there are a lot of trees in the way. So my engineers are going to be focusing on terraforming and cutting trees. With the cutting trees, we're going to go in an order of operation that we strip the bark, strip the branches, then cut, uproot, and carry. That way we could deposit the bark for those making bark boxes so we have some storage where we need it to go. Sticks and such for tools and campfires for cooking, whatnot. And that way we'll also have all the wood that we need in order to make those first palisade walls. Now I can make those palisade walls at construction 0, so it really doesn't matter who really lays it down. So we're going to be focusing on that. And then once we decide where the monument is going to go up on the plateau, we're going to be setting down a starting point for that monument, because where we decide to terraform that whole plateau, we don't want the monument like 2 meters below the elevation or 2 meters higher. So me and my assistant will get started planning on that. So in the beginning, I'll have my engineers running around cutting trees and terraforming the village area once we lay down the monument area there. Then me and my assistant are probably going to be running around on the plateau for a little bit just to figure out what elevation level and where the monument's going so we can claim that land. Also, if any of the metalworks guys get online before we do, because I only have the year-one package, and hopefully, if you guys, with luck, you guys find where your iron mine is, I can adjust the location of the village a bit in order to get you closer to that, or have a scouted path that makes it easier for you guys to go back and forth on that. I'll also be working with the Sentinels for their defensive ideas for roads and pathways. So the road to an area may not be the quickest way to get there if the Sentinels decide that it's more defensive to go a roundabout way. So a lot of my layout plans and designs are going to be dependent on other institute leaders and what they need specifically for their institute, so that my plans don't hinder their growth and development, and being able to, like for instance with the metalworks, being able to get iron. If it takes them forever to haul that stuff back, we're going to be bottlenecked by the distance that they have to travel. Likewise for fields and grain. So we'll be in stages plotting out where we're gonna set down some beginning houses, whether they be shacks or actual houses, so that people can bind to them. So, obviously that's an important thing, as well as all the beginning basic elements and stations for your institutes. That being said, it may start out pretty damn sloppy in its organization, and that is not necessarily a bad thing, because if we set down a starting furnace or a starting kiln, it's going to be low quality. Once people get up to a higher skill level and get better resources, we'll be able to replace those with the better quality. So, where we necessarily set down kilns, furnaces, even forges, for instance, of metalworks, may not be the permanent location of it, because by the time we get better resources, those things might be broken anyway, and we just get rid of them and put the new stations in a better position for that particular institute. In the cases of field and grain, it's going to be a little tougher, because obviously the with the trees, we can cut them down, uproot them, plant the new ones someplace else. But as far as whatever fields we might have going on, depending on the season, have to work with Quinn on that. Then that is going to be a semi-permanent area. So as far as my day one plans, that's it. We're terraforming, clearing, cutting down trees, and getting that palisade wall up. I'm confident that we can get the first palisade wall up inside the first day, and then continue on with the terraforming. Our terraforming focus is going to be just that area, including the tiles that the palisade wall is going to be going up. I'll have either on Google Docs or Microsoft Paint or whatever it is, Windows Paint, whatever program it is, I'll have maps, schematics, and everything for all my engineers to work off of, and we'll be in constant communication with each other, and whatever hiccups might come up in the middle of it, as well as I'm going to keep an avenue of communication up for all of the institutes, for them to, the institute leaders, to be able to let me know what they need as the situation changes, because all of our plans and everything is great, but there are going to be, I assume, some things that happen that might cause us to have to totally redirect one aspect of the plan, and I'm prepared for that. So I just need communication from all the institute leaders on the things that they need, and their glorious patience with me in being able to lay those things down and get them up as quick as possible. Because with the skill gain being so slow and everything, it might take us some time to be able to lay down the next tier of structure or station with that. During
Don't forget to.
Yes.
I was going to say, don't forget to plug the quartermaster, because he's going to be a big part in all of this. All of us working together.
Well, all of this figuring out, materials and everything like that. As far as the materials that we have, I'll be working directly with Quartermaster Malice on what building logs and everything that we have and what's being allocated to the palisade. After that, yes, absolutely.
Sure.
But a lot of this is going to be going through the quartermaster. So you send him your requests and the way that he's got it worked out as far as what you need, what your priority is for that, and all that stuff. And then he will liaison to me, and I'll be able to put that in a priority order and set my people to work on that.
All right. Next up is Fields and Grain.
Okay. What exactly do you want me to talk about? Sorry.
Day one plans.
Day one plans are going to be, well, quite simply, I'm going to be sending people kind of Mar hunters are going to go down to the lake. They're going to fish. They're also going to be hunting animals, of course, because we need the 100 bones for the monument. They're going to be carrying back, a small amount of water when they travel. We might set up a system where people kind of try and meet them halfway so that transport the goods, because it is a long ways down there, and or do it in a rotation maybe. But anyway. Grains, of course, we're going to be pounding the ground looking for wheat and whatever vegetables and plant stems that we can. I would like to have tubs when they are able to be made. I would like some tubs in the field because it's a lot lighter to carry the processed flax stems than it is the actual flax. And forestry, of course, they're going to be building up their skills, and as soon as they can, I'm going to be asking them to collect as many high-quality branches as they can. Fish has been changed since last couple of patches ago, where it does provide a measure of skill increase. So we can save our apples for the traps, because we're going to need a ginormous amount of traps also for feathers and the meat, and also bones, of course. Let me see. Somebody's going, well, we talked about establishing that farm. I'm going to see if I have enough people to even make that a feasible thing. Basically, that's about it. I've covered the fields. I'm going to be sending somebody out looking for a high-quality soil, also high-quality sand. I'd like to make us a nice high-quality fishing spot, a water gathering spot at the lake to begin with. And I want it hidden with sand as opposed to putting a darker dirt in there. We'll just have to make sure we pick a spot that we can remember where it is, or mark it somehow that's a little bit less obvious. I guess that's about it until we get started.
All right. And brother, do you want to say something about day one plans for Bastions?
Yeah, super quick and easy. As an institute, we are trying to get 80 positive preparations. I'm guessing we'll be able to do that in a few hours, maybe less. And we also want to save all of our refreshing preparations for the terraformers. So anyone who wants to do... And what?
Antidote is extremely important.
Yeah, we'll
all
save a
love
few
getting
antidotes
bit
for
by
terraformers
snakes.
too. The snakes. But that's not a positive prep. Oh yeah, it is. Anyway, and then the only other thing that we might start doing is planning out a road to the two closest claims to us, which will be Shadowmoor. For those interested in diplomacy, which is kind of the other arm of the questions.
I'm very interested in the.
You caught there, brother. The Shadowmoor and
Northumbria.
Yeah.
And was someone saying they're interested in diplomacy?
Yeah, I was, but I am. It's just trying to think of how fit that into RP, but I guess I don't know. You could help me out with that later.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, like if you want to be a diplomat, you can still be a diplomat and also be a blacksmith. So that's the thing about the Bastions. It does have the herbalists, but it also has a bunch of other people who are just interested in like the role play of being a Bastion of Blackflame.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that then. If it doesn't
I just
affect,
want
like,
to. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say if it doesn't affect our like initial plans on getting things started and whatnot, then yeah, I'm down for it.
I just want to power level through the game, so.
I just want to RP diplomatic relations. That's what I'm all about. Have a beer and
I'll do
type
that
with
when
everyone.
I'm 100 and everything.
Well, it's Well, it's also really important early game. Robert and I have been working on this alliance that we're in now for probably 6 months. If not, I mean, Kelray and I were talking about it 2 years ago. I remember sending first drafts. So, yeah, relations and reputation are all really important in this game. There's
I want to add something, brother.
yeah, please do.
One of the things I want to do in the first, not the first day, but the first 6 days, is to scout on the 40 server, server 40, because we're going to stay there, and in the regional alliance, we are the biggest group on that server. So we need to maintain the knowledge of that region, and we're going to scout and welcome everyone who going to stay there and ask them what the purpose of their guild, if they are going to stay there or not. So probably in the first weeks, I'm going to make diplomatic missions for scouting people and greeting people for the server.
See, that's the type of stuff I live for in this game.
Yeah.
So we know where like some guilds are going because we've been talking to them for a long time, and we've got this alliance thing set up. But if the servers are at capacity, there are going to be a ton of other guilds that are all going to be our neighbors, and we're not going to know anything about them. So it's the Bastion's job to map them out so we know where they are and talk to them and see if they're open to roleplay. And if they are, if we walk up and like talk to them in character and they're really cool about it, then we might try to bring them on board.
Right, how do we
like,
treat
this alliance? But
that brings up a good point, brother. How are we going to treat guilds that are painfully obvious griefers, just in it to mow people down, not willing to RP at all? Like how what's the etiquette for dealing with them?
Prejudice.
So that is the whole point of this alliance that we're in. So the Ridgeline Alliance now is like 15 guilds, and they're all settling up in servers 40, 41, and 42. There'll be 2 other guilds in the alliance right near Blackthorn, and then a huge other group of guilds over in server 41, and then Virandal and his group of guilds with a few Brazilian guilds are over in 42. And our sort of the purpose of this alliance is for Robert and them to be able to communicate when a guild like that tries to come in and are just assholes, and then we can blacklist them, and all the guild leaders who are down with RP and like down to create these stories with us will know who they are too, and then we can like basically mark them for KOS. So like if we know this group has no chance of ever wanting to talk to us and is just coming to attack, then we won't even bother with them, and we'll know that we don't have to bother with them.
We're going to have like a free card for the sentinels to kill them,
and we'll treat them as speechless barbarians who don't know the language and are just out to kill us or whatever.
Heathens. Yeah. Well, that brings us to the next point here. Before we go towards the LP and the tiers, the technology tiers, I wanted to let Malice talk about how the quartermaster will act to bring the institutes together. All right. Yeah, I don't think so.
I just
All
want
right.
one apple, please.
Send in your request.
Can I
What?
keep all the heads that I pull every time I kill Malice? Can I hold that? Okay, cool. Then I'm fine with it.
All right. That said, it's important to stress here how important is the alliance and how we're gonna be behaving towards our allies. It's right now we're gonna have a center place in the library to have all the pacts we have, all the pacts, or no aggression pacts, and no alliance pacts we have will be available at the library eventually. And it is important to make clear that diplomatic accidents are a very heavy felony, or you're not supposed to go off limits with the alliance. Do you want to go talk about a bit about this, brother?
I think the general summary would just be cautious when you're talking to someone who doesn't have the guild tag. I don't know really what else you want me to say right now. We'll be able to post all the guilds that are already in the alliance are posted publicly. I could make that more public on the Blackthorn website, but for like, as a general rule of thumb, we're trying to be this role-playing guild. So when someone comes and talks to you from another guild, you should always try to initiate roleplay in like local chat, and talk to them in character. And if that's not your thing, you can find a bastion. You should join the bastions if it is your thing. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Oh, one of the things I want to more stress out is when a person came to us and we need to talk with everyone in the Blackthorn about this, because we already have some issues about this before. Some starting KOS, no KOS in the regional alliance borders, and we not it's more like we are in the your own server when you cannot KOS inside the server. So it's pretty much it. But if the person is no guild tag, or is the person who have on the blacklist of the code, you are free to run or free to kill them. But in other eyes, if you only extreat for the role and playing purpose, like you are role and playing with the guy and you're going to stretch out with them in role and playing, so then you're going to beat him in death or something like that. But
I thought the rule of thumb was like, if it's a RP player, you try to RP with him, but if he's not from the RP belt, you just drop the RP and do wherever you need to get out of there, or have a decent civil conversation or interaction.
And warn the sentinels too, if a hostile or not roleplay guy around, so to everyone to be aware of. So
yeah, any hostile or suspected hostile people should be called out immediately to everybody.
Exactly.
Recognizing their plan.
But always trying to talk to them, not always supposed to shouting out intruders or something like that.
Yeah, and I thought, and then the second thing that was laid out some time ago, I'm not sure if it's still the same, but if somebody's being hostile towards you, there is no need to RP. Just do whatever you
if
need
this
to
guy's
do.
trying to kill you, or either run or kill him.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't go. Oh, please, sir, don't hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
that's it.
do that.
But-
He will kill
But
you.
the main point is we're gonna have a list of allied guilds, and we need to refrain from any diplomatic accidents with these people. All right, we're gonna need to stress a lot about respecting non-aggression pacts and alliance pacts. So for these people, it's important for us to try to prevent diplomatic accidents.
Yeah, so
from
pretty
either
much.
way,
Yeah,
even
so,
if they, even
go
if
ahead.
this, it's they coming to us and trying to start something, or either we going to them and trying to start something. It's important that Blackthorn members know exactly what guilds are allied, what guilds have a non-aggression pacts, and know what are the consequences of breaking those pacts. Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much. So it's pretty much like if it's RP guild and the RP guild is being aggressive towards you, try to downplay it to defuse the situation with RP and get the hell out of Dodge. Or if it's like just a regular player, just drop the RP and try to defuse the situation or wherever fight if you want.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of that. I think that's explained it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there will be really consequences about the alliance if we break this
All right.
alliance rules. So
I have a question. I totally forgot to ask Krogan yesterday, I guess, or for 2 days ago. Like, do we have strict punishment rules? Like, RP something that needs to be enforced, right? So, especially in the Sentinels, right? Because you have like killing power. So, if somebody is getting out of line or not being complacent at all, or just not being a good person at all, are we gonna just deal with that, like wherever, or there will be like
RP wise, or actually in
not just RP wise, but let's say like insubordination, things like that. Are we gonna to have like a loss?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
yeah, Robert, you wanna explain that?
Yeah. We have this tier system that's laid down. It's not ready yet since we're gonna be building it up as we move forward. But laws are expected to appear within the next 2 tiers. We're gonna start on something that we call tribal phase or tribal tier, and each tier has a set of rules and main characteristics that define what we're going to be focusing on this tier. So the first tier, the tribal tier, we won't have any laws yet, and we're going to be focusing very, very poorly on RP. RP is going to be second thing to survival.
All right, that makes sense.
On this phase. And we need all hands on deck to help us get out of the tribal tier as fast as possible.
All right.
And that's why all renown medals during the tribal tier would be doubled. So everyone that's helping us out during the tribal tier will be awarded double renown. Okay, that's to incentivize and encourage our members to be logging in during the first days and helping us getting out of the dark ages. All right. As soon as we get stations housing and a Taiwan monument up, we'll be getting out of the tribal phase and going into the village phase. That's still a transition phase. It's not a full guild system running yet, but that's when we start doing the role playing more into bringing more role playing into the events. And we're probably gonna be ending the village phase with the first city ready. That's the monument that will be on the plateau, as Logan referred to. And at the end of the village phase, it's when we're gonna introduce the laws.
Okay, just let me stop you there, right there. Like, I'm not just talking about RP, right?
All right.
Let me give you an example. Let me illustrate that. Like, let's say that I'll be with the Bastions at my Alchemist, right? So let's say the brother says to me like, "Oh, you need to do this and that, and I go to him and say, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm gonna just hunt and whatever. So what will be the precedent? Like, what will you guys do if I do that? Will you
There are
guys
2
be like,
points.
you guys will be like, oh, okay,
No,
wherever, or
there are 2 points in there. The first point is if you tell him to fuck off or something like that, that's an offense, and that's a first warning. We have a very strict uh, uh, policy with respect in the guild because I believe, partially, but I think it's collectively thing here that we need to keep the environment healthy for everyone, so we can keep coming back. So we don't want anyone, cursing or calling people names or anything like that. Nothing toxic here. And toxic behavior is going to be punished with a warning. We have a system that we call warnings, and we have 3 warnings. People are allowed to mess up stuff 3 times. At the third, they're banned. All right?
Good. All right.
I just got one question.
So let me just drop like the fuck you part. Just brother just tells me like, do that, and I go to him and say, I don't want to do that. You're not the boss of me.
Why are you
All
here
right.
if you do that?
So that's probably
That's a good question.
Is
Yeah.
the warning you get, is that permanent? Or will they have
Yeah.
in time? Except if you're playing like 5 years or something like that, 3 warnings, maybe not that much for people.
Yeah, we might want to
uh,
have a time into that. That's a good point. We might
Well,
want to
that-
revise it.
You get 3 fucks and a shit. That's
All
how
right.
you can-
No, what I mean is like that you can easily fuck up once, maybe twice in a year, but in 5 years you can do it like 10 times maybe, or something like that.
Well, but there's a lot of people like psychological and statistically speaking, like name calling and just fighting for whatever reason is bound to happen. Like that's just human behavior, right?
Yeah.
And so
We expect to relay this kind of information and ask people to be polite and all as much as we can, because that's something we stress a lot doing our recruitment and in our rules. And I really think that's no point in being unpolite with other members. We're not accomplishing that or that.
Sure.
But about
I could tell you something that like that I would. So, for example, if I was looking for, I had 2 people that were with the Sentinels, and they both wanted to get promoted to veteran soldier. And I have both of them are guy A and guy B are both, good fighters, had experience. Maybe guy B is a little bit better and has done more things and just been playing more, but he's kind of an asshole and explodes and is just unruly and just an asshole.
Sure.
I am way more inclined to give the promotion to guy A.
Sure. But that's not really what I'm talking about, right? I'm really worried about like people cooperating with each other, right? Because sometimes people are bound to not do their thing, right?
So
the thing
you're
talking about is
you have to take in consider that people actually can have a really bad day at home at some point.
Things like that,
And that will affect the game as well. I know
I get
even leaders will have bad days, and that will affect their judgments as well.
Sure. I'm not talking about like name calling. I know that everybody here. Oh sure, go
Yeah.
ahead. Unreasonable things, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I know you guys are in the army. You have more lenient rules towards language. All right. Yeah, I
Couldn't
do
have
agree.
said it better,
I do
Malice.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. Sure, I agree with that. I'm down with that. Glad we are on the same page.
Perfect.
I join a big group like this, and you're gonna try to solo it. I don't.
I'm not saying I'll be like disrespectful. I'm just giving examples because things like that are bound to happen, like, right?
Yeah.
All right, amazing. Thank you.
Good.
All right. I think that brings up to us to the end of our meeting. Do we have anything else we want to discuss? Do everyone understand the tier thing we are working with?
I just have some doubts because of being AFK for quite some time in this meeting, because like the Discord channel is really cluttered, and I have like I'll be on the bastions, right? But where do I get my orders from? Like, do I have a
Yeah,
specific
that's a good point. We have forums on the website that sensitive material and information will be pinned to, and discussions that need to be going on for a long time will be had there. And you're gonna have the voice channels and text channels for all institutes here in Discord, where all the rapid information will be relayed.
All right,
Like,
that's
you
amazing.
know, last minute events, callings for tasks and stuff like that will be all done by Discord. But like collective efforts and big guilds, like big guilds events, will be done all by the website, and
Yeah,
that's
that makes
will be working in tandem.
So
All right.
more pressing matters will be handled through Discord, and like things that take some time to make to do that will be handled through the forums. That's it.
Yeah, I think
All
that's an easy way to put it.
All right.
On
Okay.
another
Alright.
note, if you don't mind me saying something quickly, I know Malice has been trying to get everyone in the Ridgeline Alliance Battle Discord like for a while now. So if you're not in it already,
Yeah.
I can put a link in there now.
Asking for my point of view. Why should I go to that Discord? I'm just asking. Like, what's the reason?
Because if we are in war with someone and we need help of the Red Nine Alliance, we are going to go there and communicate with the Alliance. And another thing about the Alliance we need to discuss with the Sentinels is if someone in the Alliance are being attacked or harassing for another griefing people, we are going to go there and help them. That's the first thing about the Alliance.
So the Ridgeline Alliance is the RP belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm trying to modify the notification settings, but I'm not being, for some reason, it's not working. Oh, it worked. Wherever.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. The last thing I want to talk about is the waves we're gonna be getting into the game Thursday and Friday. Some of us will be getting into the game Thursday night, 2100 BTK time, right? And if you don't have a tag of your package yet, you either are your own owner, a true believer, a zealous, devoted believer, or a zealous believer. And we need to know that from everyone before this Friday or this
Your
Thursday,
ticket too.
right?
Where do we
So,
post that?
sorry? And we go tagging people. All right. All right. Whoever is not tagged yet, let's say I am tagged. Alex, you tagged already?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm tagged.
I only have your own ticket.
Your own?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not tagged either.
What your
Nautia?
package, Nautia?
Your own? Gold believer?
Yeah.
Okay. Blue Raw?
Blue Raw.
Zealous. I already have. Brother Rolo?
I think Rolo, it's your own. Your own.
Your own, okay. Cryo?
Your own.
Your own. Cooper?
Come back to me. I need to think about it. I'm definitely a believer, but I don't know.
What is gold, silver?
That's why he said
bronze?
come back. He doesn't know. He's gonna check.
Okay.
Found it?
Let's go. True.
No, I haven't found it yet. Where is it?
Dutra?
Euro.
Farmir, I already have. Filion, you already have. Garrick,
That's a true believer.
true believer.
Damn.
Giovanni,
True believer.
true believer. Harry,
Your own.
Houdini,
True believer.
Alice. Okay. Ikizdor,
Your own.
Karel is.
Kara. I think Kara is your own.
Yeah. Logan,
You're on.
you're on. Lucian, true. Marshall, true. Nairia, Zealous. Squabard, Bar,
True.
true believer. Queen, Zealous, Harms, true. Kiro,
Your own.
your own. Tier, true. Tom, true. Vector,
Your own.
your own. Event, Zealer. Okay, we got Tom all.
All right. All right. So this Thursday we'll be starting relying on everyone that had access for the first wave as Zealous Believer Thursday night. I'll be about 2 hours late after they open it. So I'll be here for around 2300 BDK time. But all of us here that has Zealous Believer should be here right Thursday night, right?
Yep.
I'm back.
It's Thursday, 4
then-
o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
Those of us
and
here.
So what's the time? Sorry, can you say it again?
2100 BTK. That's like 7 o'clock to us.
All right. On the 17th, that's a Friday. Fuck, I'll be playing RPG. I'll be playing tabletop. Shit.
No, that's Thursday. Be
Oh, that's
Thursday night,
Thursday.
not Friday.
For Zealous.
Isn't the 17th?
No, no.
It's the 17th for everyone.
We are talking about for the Zealous Believer. It's 24 hours early access. That's Thursday. And then Friday night, 2100 BDK.
Yeah. Because I have True Believer, so I'll be playing like 7 p.m. Friday, right?
5 p.m. Friday.
5 p.m. Friday? Yeah, I'll be
I think
playing.
it's 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 8
Well,
o'clock.
anyway.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be relying people through their tags on Discord. So your tag will be called probably a couple hours before you're able to get in. Okay.
All right.
We have officers on the cities, on the starting cities, trying to get as much people as possible to get together to 740. All right. And the sentinels will be bringing up officers that are trained to get related the security protocols down to you again. So don't worry about that. If you're not a very good fighter, you get someone to help you survive the crossing, and that'll be dangerous, right? And that's pretty much it. If we are creating a question and answers channel on the Blackthorn Keep category here. So if you have any questions about anything about related to the guild organization or how we're gonna proceed with anything, actually we could just use the suggestions channel, right? What do you think, brother?
Either way.
I have one quick request.
Of course.
Could we do add some voice channels to each of the institute channels? Because I'd like to have a meeting with all my engineers after.
Yeah,
the
that will be arranged. I'll be creating that before Thursday. We had that, but it was completely clunky. No one was using, so we kind of remove it. But it's coming back.
All right. In that case, everybody who applied for an engineering position, if you could go into the engineering text channel, so that we can organize some things after this meeting.
All right. I think
Sir,
that's all. I think that's all. Do anyone have anything else you want to ask or to say?
I want to add something about the waves. We're going to go for the location. We're going to the regional alliance too. Our guilds, alliance guilds, is going to join us and for the peregrination into the settles. So it's not just us. We're going together. So we're going to have a lot of.
So the whole alliance will be traveling together.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
That's better. That's
It's
much
going
better.
to be a really role playing stuff. Right.
So I have a question for, I guess, brother and Krogan? Krubenik, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are we going to organize the bastions? Do we have like a voice chat or something?
We are going to do this after today, I guess.
Like after today or like right now? Because I have some questions about the proceedings and whatnot.
Feel free to drop them in the Bastion's text channel.
Yeah.
For now.
All right.
And we can answer there. And we'll have a voice channel when Robert puts those into each of the institutes.
Well,
we're going to
and then there's also a subforum on blackthorn.engine.com.
Well,
That's just called Bastions.
I can create.
So you could ask there too.
Go ahead. I can create the voice channels right now if you want.
Let's do this. Yeah.
One thing you haven't talked too much about is 327.
Your what?
327 gaming community.
What about them?
What is going on with them? Where are they going? What are they doing? How many?
They have like 4 or 5 members that joined Blackthorn. They wanted to play with us, and that's about it. They're members. They have they own a gaming channel or something. They're streamers, and they will be joining Blackthorn for the MMO. They're not really a big group within Blackthorn or anything like that. We have like 5 or 6 of them right now. Do you want to talk a bit more about that, Malice, since you're the one who recruit them?
Was this 327 Gaming? Did I hear that right? Okay. I've had some run-ins with them in the past, quite a while ago, so it might be a completely different group of people, but they've caused some. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, we have
Welcome.
one of them here. So
Welcome, Rolo. It's good to hear you finally.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what was going on with 327 because I hadn't heard much. I don't know who they got going into what institutes or what, or I haven't really even seen many of them in our meetings to, follow.
Yeah,
Are they registered on the forums?
Yeah, they are. They are not very active lately. And talking about that, I'll start untagging newcomers that are complying with the civil register. So everyone that gets the civil register done will lose the newcomer tag already. Okay, that's one of the things I want to talk about. In the future, after a week or two, we pass into the game. The newcomers tag will be only for new people, really new people. Okay, so that's supposed to be people that all of us should be looking at to offer help, talk about the guild's proceedings, and keep an eye on. But right now, I'm just waiting for people to make the civil register, and as soon as they get the civil register done, I'll be removing the newcomer tags. Also, I'll introduce the rank cards on the civil register today, so you guys can go ahead and update your civil register tomorrow. I'll have the one I made for me as an example. I'll have it updated, so you guys can go ahead and add your rank as well. Everyone who started as a newcomer, but everyone will rank up pretty fast during the first years in the MMO next week. Okay, any more questions?
I just wanted to say that if you're going to plan on joining any sort of field in the Metalworks, please just throw something inside the Metalworks channel. Just a quick type. You don't have to write a paragraph. Just anything. So I can message you things later on. That's about it.
Please, right? Because there's no one.
Definitely.
You're really not getting anyone applying for Metalworks. That's weird.
I haven't gotten any messages yet, any PMs.
Really? That we
Even
only
though
have
somebody
20 blacksmiths and 30
I know.
miners.
But people earlier, even at the beginning of this talk, they were saying that I'm going to be a blacksmith, but I haven't gotten any PMs yet, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
think many of the institute leaders have gotten a list of everybody
me.
who applied for their institute.
Yeah, we need that list, please, and thank you.
I'm gonna be a miner.
Come again.
Yeah.
Come again.
Framer, we already got our list. I'll send it to you, but it's not very long, and we need to interview them.
Okay.
All right.
Suggestion.
Go ahead.
What about an extra prefix? So we have like the BTK prefix, and then an extra prefix behind that, like E for engineering, F for fields and grain, M for metalwork, so on.
You have tags. You have just tag people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna tag people
nice.
on the preferred institute, but only officers, because we want only the officers that actually have responsibility and authority over the institute to be tagged on the Discord. So the other players that are taking roles will be able to play a role in the institute and play roles in the other institutes as well. They will need to identify who are the officers of each institute and who are the leaders, and also they do it by the colors, right? Don't cough on the mic. And so if you were looking for an officer of the Metalworks, you just look for someone in yellow, for instance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Total sense.
All right. So yeah, this meeting is over. I know there's a lot of people that need to sleep. That's pretty late somewhere. Like, right, though?
I choked
Definitely.
on my ear, sorry.
I'm just trying to be considerate.
All right. So if you guys do you have any blacksmiths or townsmiths here, just go ahead and drop a message on Metalworks. People on Metalworks are needing people. Okay.
It'd be best to message Athidol. It's Monday night and I'm leaving soon, so it'd be best to message Athidol.
Just drop a message in Metalworks. Isn't that doesn't work?
If they're trying to get a hold of either one of us tonight, to get a hold of Athidol.
All right. Okay, people, that's it. I'll be hanging out here a bit more, but the meeting is over. Thank you very
Alright.
much.
Can I talk
Thank you.
to you? Can I talk to you for a second, like in Portuguese, probably?
Thank you.
Yeah, just a second.
I look forward to working with all of you.
Can I just interject? If anybody has any questions about Fields and Grain, I'll move down to that channel for a little bit.
All right. We're
Yeah,
moving
I'm going to create a channel for the Bastions if we have any questions too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk to Robert.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure. So let's just make channels in an orderly fashion.
Yeah, we had like a category for each institute. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the best way to do it. Brother, you kind of had an idea how to organize this,
No, I just thought it was too cluttered before.
but what do you think? I think we need a category for each institute now because like each institute might be operating in two different areas at the same time. Like engineering might need one channel for masons and one for woodcutters.
Yeah.
We might need one voice channel for mines and one for forgers, for metalwork, stuff like that.
Can I give my grants out? Like, I think it's the best if we keep like one chat for each institute, because if we segregate too much, like the institute leader would need to just move around too much. If he or she has like just one voice chat, he can just relay order in the voice chat, and it's pretty much done.
What about making like tabs that you have that says institutes and it goes institutes general metalworks engineering? What if we split those where it says metalworks and there's a drop down to where we can differentiate miners, blacksmiths, so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
We can do that with. Actually, we can do that with tags. No need for new chats or voice chats.
Well, it's to help with, say, like both Asadel and I are on, and I've got a group of blacksmiths I'm trying to talk with, and he's got a group of miners he's trying to talk with, and we're crisscrossing each other. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
To where it's like one is like a blacksmith talk group where I can, if I'm doing the blacksmith leading, I can lead that group. If he's doing the mining group, he can be in that chat with that group, as opposed to us in the same.
That's what I thought. I think that each institute we need a category, and then you can
do that.
create your voice channels as you need it, and you can delete it if you don't need them anymore. Because voice chats don't really have any logs or something. But I think we should stick with one text channel for each institute, and maybe if you need to other things, we come up with the other things. But right now, category
because
for each
Bastion is really easy. It's just but like Fields and Grains and Sentinels and whatnot, that's a lot of categories.
Yeah, I'm not really getting a lot of Smiths today, which is weird.
Just like maybe just group 1 and group 2, maybe just 2 groups, so that if they have to split into 2 separate, it can be done, as opposed to like just instead of having like 6 different, like, oh, okay, this is a minor foreman and this is that foreman. No, just like group 1, group 2, so that we can jump into 2 different group chats if need be. But with that said, I've got to get going. I'll talk to you all later on.
See you later.
See ya.
Well, if you need a smith, I'll do that instead of mining. But
I mean, I just need more people in metalworks in general. I mean,
okay.
As of it is right now, we have less than 5 in either position.
I gotta head out too. Have a good one, guys.
See you, brother.
See
you, brother.
Yeah, I'm heading out as well. Later.
See you, brother.
Well, I guess we're gonna be working a lot then.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Apparently so.
Since brother's not here, I'll be talking with Kribenik. So.
Yeah.
You
Can we
should
go
do
to
a channel
Sorry.
for us.
Yeah, actually, there's a Bastion chat already. So.
You want to go there right now?
Yeah, sure.
You want to go there as well, Thomas? Brother?
I'll be there in a second. You just need to finish this.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alex, want to join us?
Hello.
Hello.
Vecta and I are sitting in here. Malice, you're in here too? Okay. Yes. Well, and I'm just wondering, like I just said, I would be here for a few minutes in case somebody's got questions, but I think all the Fields and Grain people left, so. But I'll just give them, like Houdini should be in here. Plava, I think, should be, what's Plava doing again? Yeah, so we should put Plava and Houdini. Cleo is also, no, Cleo's not. He's engineering. No, he's something else. So Vecta, okay, Malice, Vecta is going to be herbalist. Is that Field and Grain? Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. But you can hang out in our channel anyway, Vecta.
Oh yeah. Where's all the scrap? Oh, on what?
I made a bunch of new boxes here. And I tried to organize the boxes. Did anybody see that tank in the city that roams around there? I don't know if that's an
Bradley.
tank. Who is it?
It's Bradley.
Is it a player?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Shot me twice, the damn thing.
Earlier, like 5 minutes ago. Did you shoot you like 5 minutes ago?
No, a while back.
Okay.
Well, this place is really coming along, hey?
Yeah.
Considering we had almost no communication.
I actually sneak up on Plava twice and try to kill him. First time he destroys me, even though I put 2 arrows on him. The second time, I'm just waiting in the bush, trying to see if someone's going. And there's someone. I don't know if this is still Plava though.
It was me.
Yeah.
Is Houdini talking in there, or?
In the other room?
Yeah.
He was a second ago.
Oh, okay, he's asking questions.
He was just saying, they were just talking about metalworking or whatever.
Who popped in here?
Anyways.
You?
Adrius, Thomas.
Oh.
I need to restart my game because my mouse is buggy.
Uh-oh. So what is it that we're needing here?
Blueprints. A research table. Workbench level 2.
Oh, I see.
It's crap.
Anybody figure out how to destroy a wall yet, or no?
No.
It says stopping looting because lootable doesn't exist. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Okay.
Hello.
No.
Oh.